Yeah, I'm recording this, so, you know. What?
He is recording it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I didn't hear what you said. That's why I said what, and then you looked at me like I just started to tell a joke.
We're going to be on the Y tubs.
Yeah, the YMCA tubs. All right, we started off on number 8. Started off on number 8, and we had f plus 31 is equal to 5. And we remember the inverse operations, which whenever you add, you have to subtract to make that go away. It's negative? Oh, okay.
How do you say negative in Spanish?
Negativo. No. So you had negative 36 for that one because the opposite of 31 is negative 31, so you have to do the opposite of a positive. Did we graph it?
I just broke it down.
That's all I did. We had to add those numbers.
With a closed-in circle. Oops. So if that's the case, you're right. Oh, yeah.
Wait, was the negative if he after singular in Spanish that is describing it?
Yeah, because it's an adjective on it. Yes, ma'am. That dot? Well, yeah, you have to show that f, that's where f is at negative 36. Oh, sure. Like that? As long as you have the dot on the graph. Yes. I want it to be on the graph tomorrow. Please stop tapping. I want the dot on the graph, everybody. You heard? Mink? Yeah. Okay. I need you to have the dot on the graph. Okay? On the graph. Okay. Here's one dealing with integers. R plus negative 11 is equal to 40. Now there's two different ways to look at this. There is the realization that r plus negative 11 is the same as r minus 11. How many of you changed that to just r minus 11? Okay, a majority. And then I just need to do the inverse operation, which is addition. R equals 51. And that's graphed on the 51, just like the other one. Number 10, this one deals with subtraction. It's on the other side. We have 12 is equal to 7 less than k. Because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. Thank you. R equals 51. Number 11 is 6. Okay, number 11, R equals 6. Okay. Number 12, this one deals with the double negative. There's two different ways you can do that. You can do the realization that a double negative creates a positive. So you could have h plus 4 is equal to 16, which you would subtract. You would subtract 4 from both sides. Or you could do is look at it the same way that it is here. So I'm going to add negative 4, add negative 4, and no matter what you do, you are going to have a new number, which is 12, which is h. 12h. Yes, sir? Yeah, that's why I introduced it like that. Yep, that's why I introduced it like that. Okay. We have now. I didn't do them all because so many of them are so similar, but I will give you the answers. 13 is Q equals 19. 14 is M equals negative 7. Z is equal to negative 15 for number 15. I have C is equal to negative 29. And, oops, C over 6, I'm sorry. C over 6. To get rid of that, I have to do the inverse operation, which is to multiply it by 6. So I have C is equal to, what is it, 6 less than 180? So negative 174. 4, Scott. 4. Woo. Woo. There. $17. Very similar situation. You're just multiplying it by negative 3. And when you multiply a negative times a negative, you're going to get a positive number, which is positive 126. P is equal to positive 126. 18, you get negative 30 equals R. 19, you get B is equal to negative 23. 20 is equal to X equals 16. 21, Y equals 330. 23, G is equal to negative 189. Negative 189. 23 is negative 71 equals D. And I had you guys do 24 through 27, right? Yeah. Good. Okay. We didn't have that section, but all that is solving for, or finding the solution by plugging them in. So we have 105. 105 after plugging those in is equal to 7W. So I got to divide by 7 to make sure that I use the inverse operation. The way that you look at these, you should always think to yourself, what's happening? What's being done to the variable? Okay? Whatever's being done to it, you just have to undo that. So we have a W over here, and I know that 7 times 10 is 70. 70 is 35 short of 105. 7 times 5 is 35, so I know that my answer in my head is 15. Okay. 25. Is there any of the 25, 26, or 27 that you want to see? Okay. 25 is, what do we got? I is equal to 24. Yeah. Number 26. H is equal to 24. Ooh, that one's a two-step. Let's do that one. I didn't realize that. So we have 72 is equal to 6H over 2. Okay? And with this one, we would do the things that are farthest out from H. So I would do multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2. Now it looks more like something we're doing. This is actually a two-step equation. Now I have to divide by 6. Divide by 6, that's 24 more than 20, and 6 times 4, so 24 is equal to H.
Yeah, I did 6 divided by 2, and then I have 24.
So, yep, with two-step equations, there's a lot of ways to do it. Did anybody set it up like this? You did? No? Which is equal to 3H. 72 divided by 3 is 24? Yeah. You guys have been really into this. Just a book falling a foot just startled a lot of you. Then number 27 dealt with Number 27 dealt with decimals, which you get 56.52. Mm-hmm.
It was really fun for me that it wasn't
That it wasn't pi r squared. You rather, because are you opposed to circumferences?
But no, I think for using a circle is
Oh,
because pixel has very
interesting. Yes. 27, the correct answer is 56.52. Number 33. X minus 2 is less than negative 14. You got to undo what's being done. Negative 12. And because the variable's on the left side, that's that one trick where the less than symbol is going to show you the end of where you're pointing. It's right on the line, not next to it. It is an open circle because it's not less than or equal to. Stephen?
Okay, so I always have trouble when it's like less than negative 14. Is that always like, is it always going to be a negative number that's saying subtract? I always have.
If this is subtract,
Where it says less than
mhm.
negative 14.
If it's just chilling like this and there's no operation going on, you know it's a negative integer. Not to be confused with like x minus 14.
That'd be a positive.
Well, yes, it's minus a positive 14.
I'm saying the less than negative 14.
Don't confuse an operation with a sign of negative and positive. Don't overgeneralize that.
I'm just saying because it's going to be always negative numbers.
In this situation, it is.
What situation would it be?
If I wanted to do, here's a hypothetical. Guys, here's a hypothetical. So we have x minus 2 is less than 14. Then the map, then it would look like this. See how it's just not negative? Okay. Well, that's actually, there should be 12. Nope, it's not always going to be negative. Does this answer your question to show you that it's not always negative? Even though you just asked me if this is always negative, and here's an example where it's not negative? So how does that not answer your question? I don't think you understand your question.
I understand, like if there's always a negative sign or a subtraction sign, it's always going to be a negative with the less than or greater than, correct? Oh my God.
So you're saying if you got paid on a Tuesday for working the elevator at Lincoln Middle School the second Thursday of the month. However, your paycheck only comes in Alaska. So can you take your bike to go get some ice cream? Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
So, I understand. So, that equals negative 14. I understand.
So what? You just have a random sideways. So what do you try?
It works.
This is not an inequality because all that is a less than. So it has to be less than something.
So if that's positive, yeah, I know that's going to be a positive.
What about
Duh.
what's on the left of your inequality?
Plus
What's
that.
on the left of the inequality?
An arrow.
Okay. Here, just put a variable there. There. So we have x is less than 14.
Yeah.
Okay, and how is that different than what I just had written there in purple?
No, it's not. I'm just wondering.
He's wondering if he can use the polyvision board. That's what he's wondering.
No, I like the polyvision.
You're doing like a figure 8. Just go horizontal left, right. There you go.
Yay! Finally, you did it.
I'm doing good.
You did. I've always wanted to do that.
Can you reword the question?
Yeah.
And the only reason we're taking time to do this is because I want you to be able to recognize what you know and what his question might be. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
-2
X minus 2.
is less than -14. This will always be a negative class, right?
Yes.
Yes, negative 14 is always negative.
Yeah. I know that.
Wait, what do you say?
Okay. Oh,
I understand what you're saying is that
okay, I
that
think
will be a positive.
I think I know what he's asking.
I'm asking if that. Okay. Oh.
I think I know what you're trying to ask. Are you asking for every value of x? Is every value of x going to be negative in this situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because everything that is in this thick line here can be true for the value of x. Anything on this, and see how that line goes there? That means it goes infinitely into the negatives. So I could put something like I could put negative 13 for x, and we have a solution is x is less than. Do you agree that negative 13 is less than negative 12? Okay. Do you agree that negative 924.6 is less than negative 12?
Yeah.
Those are all within where this is pointing.
I know that, but I'm just.
It's like, come on.
All right, you have one more chance to ask your question the way that I'm answering it,
Okay.
because your question
Say your question.
is really, really tough to understand. Does anybody know what he's trying to say?
No, say your question again.
Okay, so with this.
Yes.
That's
that
literally
inequality.
-14.
Of course, because it's right there.
I know, but
It's like you're currently wearing a red shirt because it's red.
this is not gonna be orange
Exactly, and that's not going to be anything but negative 14.
unless you do that.
You just changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't do that.
No, because
You can't just change it to a positive.
I understand what I was asking this time.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so this. Okay. Will be not. This will always not. This will be negative 14, not minus 14.
Right,
That will
because
be negative, not minus 14.
okay, you have to have. This is a good question here. Now I get what he's asking because I'm going to answer it the same way I did the first time,
Oh.
which I did answer. You can tell the difference between an operation, which is minus, and a negative, which is in front of an integer, is if there's some other value in front of the negative sign. Okay? There has to be another value in front of the
So
negative
that-
sign.
so I'm just asking if that's always going to be negative 14 and not minus 14, like you're minusing 14 from less than x minus 2.
See, you just put an operation in front of it. You just put another number in front of the 14. So, okay, let's see if this might answer your question. That's what he's asking is actually a logical question as far as mathematics is concerned. And the reason I'm taking a moment to do this during right now is because this is information that I want you guys to not confuse.
This is so confusing. Yeah, Steven, thanks a lot.
What he means by,
I understand it.
all right, you can have a seat.
Oh, it's going to
This is what he's asking. Is there a difference between this and this? Okay? Does it have a difference, those two things? The one on the left is clearly a negative symbol because there's nothing in front of it. Okay? There's nothing in front of it that's happening. And as we discussed when we were doing integers, you can make that into a negative 14, because do you agree that if we looked at this, whatever is circled right now, that's some value minus 14, or 14 less than x. Okay? If I did plus a negative 14, that's still going to be 14 values less than x. This here is 14 digits less than 0 on a number line. If you had the equation in front of it, let's give a value for x. So 2 minus 14 is 12, right? Or negative 12. Okay? Equals negative 12. That has a finite spot. That would just be on a number line at 12. And for this guy here, and for 33,
What's it saying? Like, you never said less than negative 14. That's always going to be a negative 14, or will it be a subtracting number?
see how there's no number? See how there's no number right there?
Yeah.
So it's
So it's a negative.
a negative.
Yeah, it's always a negative.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what I was trying to represent when I said that this blue line here, this purple blue line, any value, that's going to go infinitely negative. Any value that you put in for x, when it's true, it'll fall on that line. When it doesn't fall on that line, it's not true. So, for example, if I had, let's try 11, negative 11. So I have negative 11 minus 2 is less than negative 4. All I'm doing is all I did is just substitute in here.
Wait, so that's what we done that way?
All I did was just substitute that in.
X can be anything. Like,
And
for instance, it's negative 11.
so right now I'm testing this point right here. See how it's not in the line that we just drew? So it shouldn't be true because it's not in there. So I have negative 11 minus 3, which is negative 13. Is negative 13 less than negative 14? No, it's not. So it's false. That's why it doesn't have the circle going with it.
Then if you put negative 11 is less than negative 12, that's false.
Correct.
Alright, let's go on to the next question. I am so
Yes.
confused.
One person.
We're good.
Sorry, guys.
We're good.
I got it now. I had a minute answering Steven's question. Please, no more questions. I got it. I'm good.
Number 34. Let's get back to it. Number 34 is a is greater than negative 21. So 21. Yep, because 9 minus 12 is negative 21. 35. 35, you should have b is less than 2. Number 36, you would have, you might have 27 is less than y, or y is greater than 27. Number 37, we have f is greater than negative 4. Number 38, y is less than or equal to negative 14. Sorry, I read w, but I said y. Negative. Now I want to show you the y is less than equal to negative 14. Since the variable's on the left, I know that this shape here is going to cover that corner. Stop messing with your pens, please. So it's going to be over there. And because it's less than or equal to, I have to have my circle filled in because it includes that as well. Yes, sir?
On the test, if you have the wrong, what's the letter thing called?
Variable?
Variable. If you have the wrong variable and you count as wrong, like say you say y instead of w.
Nope.
you count wrong.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's totally fine if you make up your own variable. I love using x. They might give you a variable, though. So then obviously you wouldn't just be like, hey, they're telling me that D equals 12, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to make it Q equals 12. You wouldn't need to do that, though. Yes? 37. The answer was F is greater than negative 4. 39. We're going to do that one together. That was not a dumb question. You just didn't know how to ask it. That's all. We're undefeated, but we lost 6 games.
I think our brains are broken.
Okay. Now, let's see here. Let me verify the wordage that it's used on the test. Reverse comparative symbol. This is a phrase that's on your test tomorrow that I want to make sure that you know how to say it. Yes?
Let's go in class. Can you show us how to check it? My friend ended up asking me to check
Aiden?
one problem. He didn't know how to check it, and I forgot how to.
Gotcha. Okay. We are going to be doing this one here, and we have a negative with the operation that we're going to be working upon. So M is being divided by negative 15. So I'm going to undo that by multiplying by negative 15. Now, whenever the negative integer is going to the other side through multiplication or division, we have to flip the sign. We have to flip the sign, and that's what the reverse comparative symbol is. So now we have M. I got to multiply this guy. We're going to flip the sign because our negative is going to the other side. And what's the opposite of negative? Positive. And you see how the left side used to be negative, but now it's positive? Okay? So we have to make sure that we do the opposite for the sign as well. And we have, what was that? 45 plus 90. M is greater than negative 45. 35. Sorry. 35. So to graph, -134, -136, open circle, and it goes that way because it's greater than. So I'm going to check this answer for accuracy. I'm going to check the answer for accuracy. So in order to check it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a value that's colored in. Okay? I'm going to choose a value. So someone give me a value that would fall on that line. Yeah. Negative 141. That's over here, though. That's not on the line. Okay, negative 120. So I'm going to try negative 120. In order to do that, I have to plug that number in as the variable. So I'm going to try any number that's in there. So I'm going to do negative 120 divided by negative 15 is less than 9. It's going to be, what would that be? 15, 30 times 4, 8. Yep. 120 there. So after I just did that, do you agree that 8 is less than 9? Yeah. So it checks out. You did your line the correct way. You did your line the correct direction. Okay? See how this holds true? Because we chose our M to have a greater value than 135, and when we plugged it in, this is true, so we know we did it right. if we would have done something wrong, if we would have gone the wrong direction, it would have been a situation where if we had like 10, which is not less than 9, so you need to go back. That's how you check yourself. Yes?
What was the rule about going to alligators and the crocodiles?
See, that only works with the... come on. There. That only works with the end result. The alligator's hungry, so it eats the bigger number. That's what it is.
I've always used that.
But don't use that. Don't use that with situations like this because you might have trouble graphing it. Okay. The next one, number 40. Once again, we had the reverse comparative symbol. Why is it doing that? We have the reverse comparative symbol. Quiet, please. And it comes out to be k is greater than or equal to 18. Or if you have the variable first, it's 18 is less than or equal to k. Yes? The reverse comparative, let's see here. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. So this is really small, but when you're applying the rule, actually let me get this out of there so it doesn't show there. When you're applying the rule for multiplying or dividing both sides of an inequality by a negative, so it's just whenever you multiply or divide by a negative. That is reverse the comparative symbol. So comparative means something is being compared, which is exactly this. Less than, greater than, equal to. It's comparing the two, right? Like as far as one of the shirts that I almost wanted to do for one of my teams in the past was we is greater than me. So it'd be like that. Okay, it's a comparison. What are you comparing with these two things? Which one is better? So it's saying that as a group, we are going to do better than just me. Or it even could be a state of mind where as a group, as a team, we're going to perform better than it would be just if I thought it was all up to me. Okay? Right. Yes. Do you need to wash out your hand as well? Or whatever you're using it for?
No, this is blister on my
Ah, yes.
got thought when I was trying on cleats.
Ah. Okay. Number 41, t is less than 132. Number 42. You got 30? What did I say? Sorry, t is less than 132. Shh. Alicia? K is greater than or equal to 18, or possibly 18 is less than or equal to K. I'm back to 40, and tell the people around you to be quiet so you can hear me next time. Right? Yes? People making noises with their mouth? Yes? Okay, let's do number 40. That's why we're doing this, folks. Negative 72 is greater than or equal to, is it 4K? Yeah. Yeah, negative 4K. Thanks for playing, everyone. So I'm going to divide by a negative 4 to both sides. Divide by negative 4. That means that I have to get the comparative, the reverse comparative. So since I'm multiplying or dividing by both sides, come on, that's the corner of it, I have to flip the sign. Flipped puts my k over here. Please stop. And then that would be 72 is 36. Half of 36 is going to be 18. Yeah, 18. Which is the exact same thing as k is greater than or equal to 18. Those are the same exact things. Amel? Yeah, stop. Like, both of those are the same thing, and that's why I've been saying them the both ways. Because it's just like saying that, let's see. Okay, here, you two stand up. Stand up. No. Okay, so stand right next to Burke. Okay, so Burke, correct, Daniel, no. Yes, Daniel. Okay, Burke is shorter than Daniel. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree that Daniel is taller than Burke?
Yeah.
Aren't they both the exact same thing? The only thing is I have a different subject as to who I'm talking to. Thank you, gentlemen. Those are the two subjects that I'm talking to. This is the exact same. This is the exact same thing. It's just the one thing I was saying. The 18-year-old is less than or equal to the age of Carl. And Carl is greater than or equal to the age of 18. Same exact thing. Steven.
Okay, if I'm busy, but I'm really sorry.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Let's just do it.
Okay, quiet.
Will there ever be a situation where that will be a -4, not negative? Well,
That makes life more sense. Yeah.
It kind of is the same exact question.
will that ever?
But there's the variable.
Will it ever?
Well, zero.
Is there ever going to be a situation where that can be a -4, okay, instead of
Okay,
negative?
this, the previous two times that I answered that question, I don't know if you were just, but listen, a negative symbol is not an operation. You know the order of operations? Please excuse my dear Aunt Shaniqua. Okay? The order of operations is addition. You know, the operations are exponents, parentheses, addition, subtraction, multiplication. Those are operations. This negative symbol is not an operation. It's telling you that's negative.
It's just the way. Sorry. It's just the way the problem.
This is how it's an operation. -1 times 4, which is the same thing as -4.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Number 41, once again, I said it wrong, was t is less than 132. Number 42 is 16 is less than k, or to have the variable on the left side, k is greater than 16. Well, same thing. Number 43, we have an absent number. There it is. P is greater than -11, or -11 is less than P. Same answer. 44, S is greater than 154. 45, 15 is less than or equal to F, or the other direction, F is greater than or equal to 15. 46, R is greater than or equal to 108, or the same thing, 108 is less than or equal to 18, R. Okay, there is a section on your homework where it says 3 parts. Test. Define the variable, write the equation or inequality, and then solve. So there are 3 things that you're going to have to do, and the way that it is on the test is there's 3 lines just like this. Okay? So 3 friends went to dinner to celebrate one of them getting a job promotion. Yep, good for them. The total check was less than 36. So right now I'm going to say, without even reading the rest of it, check is less than $36. Okay? This is just my thought process. If the if the cost was shared evenly, how much did each person pay for dinner? So we have a check that's less than $36. So what variable did you use? Cool. No, not Cole. Yes. First name is
On what?
well, for this answer, number 46.
46?
Is that what we're doing? Yeah, 47.
Oh. Oh, I don't have 47. I didn't see them on the page. I thought we were just supposed to do 62.
Nope.
Yeah, 162.
How many people didn't do 47? Okay. So 47, I'm going to have my check be, I'm going to go ahead and use C, sure. C is less than, or let C be, no, not the total check.
Cost per person.
Yeah, cost per, get out of there. Cost per person. I'm just doing that small. Okay, so let the C be cost per person. So if I know that there are 3 of them, and it's going to be a cost per person is less than $36, what should I have that be? There's 3 of them. It's not the total check that is my C. What is it?
3x is less than 36.
3C for me is less than 36. That's correct. There's your second point of that one. There's the second point of that one. And then we have to solve. So I have 3C is less than 36 divided by 3. So it's going to cost less than $12 each person. Okay? Can I wrap that? Yeah.
For the inequality, I put 36 over A.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry. Hey, folks over here. Quiet. Quiet. Can you repeat?
For the inequality, I put 36 over A equals 3.
36 over A equals 3. And that's what you have here?
Yeah.
That works because it's going to be the same thing. That'll be the same thing because if I just move these around a little bit, 36C is less than 36. Okay, if I did... Yep, so that's also correct. Yep. Any questions? No? All right. So for number 48, you will have 4 times a number greater than 76. What is that number? So you would have n be, you would let n be a number, or let something be a number. Don't forget you have to identify the variable. Okay? Let n be a number. Simple as that. It's kind of telling you something of nothing. But let n be a number, and you're going to have 4n is greater than 76, or 4 is greater than 76 over n, or whatever variable you chose. We're on number 48. $76. Yes, sir. No, that's why. No, you're gonna keep a hold of it. The answer is n is greater than 19. And finally, number 49 is one that you didn't have to do.